Hello, it's Nikki. This is take two because the bin truck arrived down our street halfway through the last one. So I'm going to start again. I'm also on a bit of a time limit today. What time is it? I've essentially bribed my children because that's at work. So yeah, we're all trying to get things done today. Anyway, today I want to talk about Christmas telly and some things that I've watched over the last couple of weeks that have really stayed with me, and I thought that I would share because there's some really great nuggets in here that you can take into your business and to your life goals, because ultimately what we're looking to do is to make things happen, right? Next year, we're trying to make things happen. We're not just like writing stuff down in notebooks or hoping for the best or doing things in January and then forgetting about them. So today I want to give you a lovely little pick and mix that you can choose from and apply in terms of your own business. So the first thing I want to talk about is an oldie but a goodie. I recently rewatched Beyonce's Homecoming on Netflix, if you haven't seen it. And this production, I didn't see the latest tour, but I'm going to go to the cinema and see it. But this production, from a health and safety perspective, first and foremost, like all of them on that sort of tiered seating, incredible. But watching a production of that size come together over weeks and weeks of rehearsals was quite something. And what I want to talk about today in terms of Beyonce is you really see her in this documentary going back to basics, going back essentially to the beginning and rebuilding. This is shot just after she has had her twins, and from all kinds of different perspective. If you have a baby, you are very different afterwards. Spoiler alert if you're pregnant. But yeah, from all perspectives, generally, there is some kind of change. And so we watch her go back into rehearsals and find a new way. Find a way to be kind and compassionate with herself, but still move into that level of excellence that I guess we're used to seeing. And this was very reminiscent for me, not that I am Beyonce clearly, but after I had my son and he was £9.10, I'm a size 10, 5'2", I just thought, is my skeleton going to feel the same ever again? Am I going to have core strength? And it took a long, long time to feel that strength in my body once again. But for many of my clients also, 2023, I think, was a reset year. So maybe my clients, and maybe you're the same, during the pandemic, because most of my clients are service-based and many of them are very entrepreneurial thinkers, and so immediately they did that pivot, that everyone was talking about. They went online, they changed things up, they worked with what they had. And then what they realized in 2023, and I certainly had elements of this in my own business, that there was less predictability. So things that had been gaining momentum for 2 or 3 years, almost to the point where I was like, oh, okay, I understand this now. I've got this. I've got 2 or 3 years of data here. So off we go. It was not the case in 2023. And many things started to pull away. And stuff that had previously been a guarantee, as much as you can say that, just had to be tweaked. Some of it had to be completely broken down and rebuilt and rethought about. And watching somebody as prolific as Beyonce in this film it really shows you that, I know people will say like, what can Beyonce do in a day? But there's a sense of her becoming a student again. and really feeling it out and going slowly but surely, but being clear on that vision of where she's going. And that sense of having to be patient, that things do take a little bit of time. And with the best will in the world, and with somebody like Beyonce, she has all of the resources. I'm sure of it, all of them. And yet there wasn't a quick fix that one person could come in with this one thing and immediately change everything and go, wow, I've got my core strength back. Here we go. It took weeks and days and months of continuous effort and thought and focus and clarity. And so what does that mean in terms of your business? Where does that feel in alignment? And for me, I can share, I have taken lots of things out of my business, out of my life. I've really done that decluttering of December and really removing anything away from the fuel, the fertilizer that is actually going to grow what I want. And at times that felt quite tricky and challenging, and I had all sorts of voices in my head of like, but you've worked so hard on this. And yet I had to keep coming back to the goal. I had to keep coming back to the vision. Where am I going next? Is this useful? Is this taking me closer? And if it isn't, it's time to let it go. Interesting. Secondly, Usain Bolt on Netflix. I love watching athletics and I always feel so inspired, but especially with this documentary, and I was showing it to my son, and just to see Jamaica and sunshine and people at the top of their game, I was just, quite taken aback by it. But one of the things that came up for him, certainly towards the later part of the documentary, was his motivation. He had trained and been disciplined for years, practically his whole life. And he was ready to stop. He was ready to retire. He was ready to he keeps talking about I just want to go on vacation. I just want to live my life. And as an athlete, I'm sure you can't do that. You have restrictions in place. You have expectations that you have to meet. And one of the things that came up for him was that he needed to find the motivation for him to go for that third Olympics, where he got the triple essentially. And he really dug deep into that process of what that was for him. What was the switch that was going, and I call it myself as a Scorpio, that Scorpio fire. What is going to give you that Scorpio fire that is going to essentially get you over the line? Get you over the line on the hard days, on the days where you don't feel like it, the days where your head is saying I think you've done enough, it's fine. What is going to get you over the line? And it was so interesting watching him, because that motivation didn't just come from another gold medal. It had to come from something internally, something within him. What he was going to future-proof, essentially. His bigger why was he doing this? What was the biggest motivator here? And so I urge you, especially at this time of year, to take a step back and to spend some time with why you're actually doing this. Because what may also happen is if you don't have a why, you may get the goal and then not really feel anything anyway. And so I want you to connect to that bigger picture. And the final thing that I had seen, and I saw various parts of this. I watched the Caroline Aherne documentary, and I have loved her for years. I think she was truly unique, and her bravery, her eye for detail, her wit, her spark, all of it. I just thought she was the absolute biz. Incredible. And so many people in her tribute were talking about the royal family. And again, I'm a huge fan of the program. And what it kept coming back to was that she wrote about what she knew. And because it was based on a perspective, on a vision that she wanted to bring to life, she had to take it all the way. And times where commissioners might have been saying, well, we don't really get it, or can't we have like a laughter backing track going on? And she was like, no, that's not what it's about. It's about people watching telly. It's not about the other stuff. And when her producers, when the commissioners were looking at the script, they'd see big pauses and they might see the whole script and go, well, is that all that happens? Like, it's not very long. And the fact that it was filmed in real time and all of these things, she was so clear on her vision way before many people saw the brilliance of it. And so what I took from that was that sense that, A, first and foremost, write what you know. Be what you know. Really tune into that. Again, the internet is a wonderful thing, but we can feel like all of these pieces of the puzzle are on us the whole time. And sometimes we have to go back to basics and go, no, hang on. What do I know about this? What is my unique perspective on this? And really begin there. And secondly, once you know, run with it. Know what it is that you are here to do and take it all the way. And some people won't get it. Some people won't get it for a long, long time. Some people will get it in 5 or 10 years and tell you, I didn't really get it when you first started out, but now I do. To be honest, it's not a great use of your time or your energy to convince people about what you're going to do. A better use of your time is to do the thing and then people can watch. So, what is that for you? Where are you going next? What do you want for this year ahead? I would absolutely love to know. And yeah, the police siren is coming by. I'm going to leave it there before everything gets a bit loud. But let me know in the comments. Send me a message. Book in for January. If you're watching at a later date, book in for another time. And let's do this. Your goals, your dreams, your ideas, your plans, they're already there. And they're just waiting for you to bring them to life. Lots of love. And I'll see you soon.